Black, white, sweet or foamy, whether you're staying up late or just starting your day, it's hoped this bitter will hit you so you can get stuff done quicker. It's also a diegetic, so it can help you shitter. The representation of your hot boy Joe has been unappreciated in this clam bake for a while now, so I've been given the mission to list them. Now here in the UK, we used to love the stuff, creating some of the first coffee houses in the world, but then some leaves got shipped over from India, and collectively as a country we said, well I do say, this is Pog.
That's right. By the time he wakes up, you and Sokolov will be safely out of the country.
Sipping hot coffee on a plane back home.
What did you say? What did you say?
Sipping hot coffee on a...
You're gonna drink that foul mud? On the victory flight home?
Okay then, what would you drink?
Tea, of course.
Nowadays the bean brew is still popular as hell, but it ain't got nothing on those damn leaves. Coffee is something that most people have in common, if it's a dislike or dependency. I feel somewhat nostalgic to see artists, designers or directors use coffee as a focus or just place it in the background. So if I asked, let's go grab a frappadappuccino, you're most likely thinking we're off to a cafe. The word cafe probably brings to mind Starbucks,
or that place that serves CBT coffee around the corner.
But to me, my mind tends to go to the sound of chattering in foreign languages, clinking of spoons in mugs, and the sun shining. This place right here is one of the best examples of a dream destination to have coffee. It is a Sonic game, but maybe I spent too much time here as a kid, exploring the nook and crannies, looking down each alleyway. But you have to admit, for a Sonic game, heck, for any game, this is pretty.
You know, this is, excuse me, a damn fine cup of coffee.
No one wants
I
to
will
play
be at my
black with
desk
him
if you
anymore.
need anything else.
That's right. Yes, I am a busy man. Thanks for noticing. You too. I'll call you.
After seeing the box art for Return to Castle Wolfenstein, and my dad really being into World War II games when I was a young boy, my tiny, unformed brain just catalogued this game as a dad game. Throughout my life I avoided the sequels until someone let me in on a little secret. Wolfenstein is actually good? They were wrong, of course. It's balls to the walls insane. In Wolfenstein: The New Order, the characters are over-the-top action movie tropes. It's hard to believe that you'll think of the cast as more than cliches. Action man with amnesia, love interest, evil crazy Nazi scientist. Even if they seem like they come across as one-dimensional, it's the situations they're forced in that really suck you into the world. Fantastic pacing, moral decisions, the calm before the storm moments really make this game one of the most interesting first-person shooters to kick off at the time, the new generation of consoles. It almost feels like this is the transition game from the out-of-date linear game design of the PS3 and 360 shooters to the new groove of high-polished, mechanically addictive games of the PS4 and Xbox One era. William B.J. Blazkowicz is a one-of-a-kind soldier, a one-man army you could say, sneaking or blasting into Nazi bases and straight up murdering every schnitzel in his way. The one thing that does concern me, however, is his eating disorder. He only gets hungry on the battlefield, and when he eats, he gorges, consuming everything in eyesight. I think that by the end of the war, he'll just be rolling over all the Nazis in his way. For every blood-splattering mission, there'll be a time to reflect, a time to relax, or a time to slowly torture captured Nazi guards. One of these moments has the pro-tag and Lady Love in a train in Germany-controlled Poland, As the train is nearly empty, G.I. Joe goes looking for refreshments. With the rain pouring and the countryside whizzing past, the comfy atmosphere is a perfect time to load up the Nescafe. The rich, steamy render, along with that nasty normal map, that makes the beveled bitmap bubbles pop on screen. I can't keep my eyes off them, with the stains on the side of the mug showing up as you turn, making it look real. If I had to find a flaw, it would just be that the steam always floats up, not accounting for the movement of the character. But come on, I'm grasping at straws here. Looking at the technology, it seems fairly simple on the surface, with a flat texture moving based on your turning speed and rotating the texture depending on the force of the turn. Other examples of this sort of technique can be seen back in Left 4 Dead 2 with the Boomermobile, and more recently in Half-Life Alyx. With both being impressive, Half-Life Alyx really is beautiful in the way the light reacts through the liquid. The technique here is different from accurate liquid physics, which would be great to see used more often. But here in Wolfenstein, the level of detail is wonderful to see.
Did you see that, Zach? Clear as a crisp spring morning. F.K. in the coffee. I knew I could count on it. Never fails. Now then, let's get going.
I used to know how to brew and when to drink. It seems as though the mass populace want anything to hide the flavour, any antithetical substance to cut out the bitter and remove the raw blend. The additions to your coffee can tell you a lot about yourself, but me, well, I don't know who I am. You know, a friend of mine adds almond milk to his coffee. Almond? The nut. I don't know if I could be that type of person. One night, I set out in search on foot, wandering aimlessly through the forest. Undeterred by the creatures I heard in the distance, I made my way to a clearing where I saw it, the lighthouse. Somehow, I knew if I reached it, I would find my answer. Alan Wake is a writer, stuck in his own head, living his life depicted on the pages of his most recent book, Departure, a thriller that has a dark presence take over unfortunate souls, turning them into monsters. With an emphasis on heavy dialogue and action horror, this first-party Xbox game was an extremely strong exclusive. You really feel vulnerable and alone for most of the game. Your greatest weapon is your flashlight, with constantly low batteries, light being the only thing to weaken enemies. After a good soak in it, they're ready for a blasting. As you progress, you meet memorable characters, up your arsenal, and face off against bigger and badder forms of the darkness. It's a bit underappreciated, not really selling enough to make a sequel.
What does this have to do with coffee?
Well, as the game is set in a small sleepy town in the American Pacific Northwest, of course there's going to be a diner. With only a few customers, it has a really cozy feeling, with the regulars asking you to put a song on the jukebox, and the old lady in the back with a few screws loose. It really feels peaceful. As I made my way towards the lighthouse, I got trapped in this dank old cabin.
I finally have you.
No, I won't let it end like this. Looking around, I saw a bedroom interior resembling a rustic room from the old pioneering days. The room is bare and all the furniture...
Will you shut up? Succumb to the darkness.
Wait, I just realized what I want. Yes, milk.
What?
Milk!
I heard you, but...
I'm not afraid to say it. I'll have my coffee white. Stephen King once wrote, "Getting used to retirement has been hard." He takes a sip of her coffee. It's lousy, but plenty hot. The most well-known use of the word coffee in reference to video games is Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. When progressing through the game, or by a chance meeting, you'll be asked to go on a date. The requirements for these dates are usually based on your looks, muscle or fat levels, that you can increase or decrease depending on if you go to the gym, or get them their cluck and barrel foul burgers. There's different types of dates you can take a woman on. These include fine dining, dance clubs, and going to a fast food restaurant. So because I'm a class act and a student of Hogwarts, I'm taking this fine lady out for a clock and bell. I'm just addicted to those goddamn foul burgers. Oh, I think it's going well. She's almost finished her farmer's surprise. Well, should we get out of here?
Oh, wow.
I ain't just some hood rat, CJ.
Yeah, this is really interesting.
Who said romance was dead? I should probably tell you why this game is synonymous with the words hot coffee. Well, when the cheeky devs were making this here Ford Esquire, they were also working on a little something that would make parents think twice about buying their kids 18-year-old games. After the release back in 2005, hackers found an unused sex minigame. Once enabled with a quick change of the DLL, when returning to the woman's home after a successful day, you'll be invited inside for some coffee.
You wanna have some coffee?
Coffee please. In this game you have to run a coffee shop. You get to buy new ingredients, move around furniture to your liking, order snacks for the customers to buy, make coffee I guess, refill the machines, do the washing up, clean the floor. I mean, you have to run the whole coffee shop by yourself. And they just keep coming. I mean, even if you lock the door, they just keep knocking. It's actually a really fun game and it's free on itch.io. Link in the description. What else do we have? Godot. He's a cyborg that likes drinking coffee. He always gets a new brew slid over from the left, but no one's ever there to pass it to him.
Give me a drink, bartender.
Hey, just want to say thanks for watching my weird video about coffee. Hope you enjoyed. Catch you on the next one.